Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Micah. I make mommy and lifestyle videos right here for you guys on my channel. Sorry about my voice. It is I don't know what's going on. I'm fine. I'm not sick. It's just gone. So, anyway, you guys, today I'm going to be giving you an update on my 4-year-old son, Elijah, and his disabilities. Not disabilities, but things that we have been made aware of in the last couple of months. So if this sounds like something that interests you, please give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit that bell notification so you get notifications for when I post. Alright, you guys, so before I get this video started, giving you the update on Elijah, I just want to give a big shout out to my sister-in-law Shauna over at Shauna Ray and at Social with Shauna. I will leave both of those linked in the description box below, but she is now making media kits, and I will leave mine here so you can see it. This is what a media kit is, and here is my second one here. So these are media kits, and her, she has an Etsy account or SD account or however you say it. If you go to sd.com/shop/social with Shauna, that's a mouthful, and you put in the code 10 off, you will get $10 off of your media kit if you order it in between now and February 14th. So go ahead and hurry on over there. Prices are different and they vary depending on exactly what you want on your media kit and how many pictures and things like that, your design, your stuff like that. So if you go on there and you, like I said, go to etsy.com/shop/social with Shauna, you will get, and you put in the code 10 off, you will get $10 off if you order from now until the 14th. And as well, I will leave all of that linked in the description box as well, linking straight to her Etsy account. Anyway, so let's get started. So a couple of months back, Elijah, right before Thanksgiving, I believe, Elijah started having a lot of trouble in school. So Elijah is 4 and he is in pre-K, and he started having a lot of problems behaviorally at school. He was being sent home for being aggressive and just downright mean. He was being bullying his friends and hitting, slapping, yelling at them, hitting his teachers, and his teacher is pregnant. And so I didn't know this at the time that all of this started. She did not tell me that she was pregnant until after all of this had started. He was being sent home from school for being aggressive, for just being plain out crazy. And so we got him back on track. He was doing great the week after Thanksgiving, and then the week after, so they had been back a week, Monday through Friday, and then the following Monday he got red, and every day after that he just continuously got in trouble and continuously got sent home from school. So for I think it was 20, from right before Thanksgiving all the way until Christmas break. So 3 days before Christmas break, he was actually suspended from pre-K. And I kind of giggle when I say that, because you think about it and you're like, he was suspended from pre-K? Like, come on now, who suspends a child from pre-K? But he did. He got suspended from pre-K for telling another child that he was going to kill their mom. And I'm not really sure where he got this from. We don't allow him to play violent video games. We don't allow violent shows. He doesn't watch violent movies. He doesn't interact with violent activities. So we're not really sure exactly where he learned this from. When you ask him, he just says, I learned it from my brain. So we're not exactly sure where that come from. So I went to the school and I talked to the counselor. He wouldn't talk to me. And when I would ask him what was going on, the only thing that he would tell me was, I just miss you, mommy. And so, okay, then I'm thinking, well, I just had a baby, but it's been over a year, or, almost a year since this happened. And then I'm thinking, okay, well, I just got married. Well, no, because it's been like 6 months since I got married. So, and then, Tony's been in our lives for 2 years now. And I'm like, okay, so I don't understand where this is coming from. And then I'm like, okay, maybe it's because his dad got married. And then I sit there and I'm thinking about it. And I'm like, no, because they've been together about the same amount of time that me and Tony have been together. So then I'm like, I really don't know what's going on. Maybe it's because I got a job, because I have been off, for over a year. I haven't had a job. So I was just sitting there thinking, okay, maybe this is it. But then I was like, no, because I've been working at the same job, working nights for 6 months now. So I didn't understand what was going on. So then his principal a few weeks back brought to my attention something called impulse control. Basically what this is he has a disorder where he cannot control his emotions, and usually his emotions hurt the well-being or the emotions of other people. They do not, he really basically, not really that he doesn't care about everybody else, but mainly that he just wants he wants to be heard, and he doesn't care how it's going to be done. He wants it done right then and there, and he has no control over his impulses. So I talked to myself. I talked to his biological father. I talked to my husband, my mom, my sister, because she has children who are, they have the same disabilities. And I don't want to call them a disability because I don't want to label my child as disabled. But yeah, so I finally considered taking him to a doctor, and I did take him to a counselor and a psychiatrist, and he just would not talk. We could not get him to open up. So I broke down, and it took a lot out of me. I do have ADD and ADHD. I had it as a child. I have anxiety. His father had ADD and ADHD with bipolar tendencies and anxiety. We both struggle with depression. So I was thinking, okay, maybe something more is going on with him. So I did end up breaking down and going and seeing a pediatric psychiatrist, and he evaluated him and evaluated the school notes. He had me fill out a paper that had all kinds of things like, does your child have an issue sitting down? Does your child have an issue showing emotions? Do you feel like your child has this emotion, this problem, this one? And he gave the exact paper to his teacher, and we both filled them out. And 90% of the questions we filled out pretty much exactly on point the same. So he did look at the school notes, the records of him being sent home. Every day he comes home with this little paper in his backpack called My Pre-K or My Day at Pre-K. He did take those into consideration. He asked me questions on how I feel and read all of the papers and recommendations from the school and from the school's teachers and things like that. And he believes at this point Elijah has ADD, ADHD, ODD, and impulse control. And he is afraid that Elijah may have a little bit of separation anxiety, which I can agree with. And some of the things I can agree with on impulse control. But at my understanding, he's only 4. And I did bring that up to the doctor as well. Like, it did take a lot out of me to make myself take him to a doctor. And so I told him, I was like, I don't want him on a narcotic, and I do not want him on on anything that is addictive. And so since Elijah is only 4 and we don't have Medicaid, we have a Blue Cross Blue Shield program or insurance company policy, whatever. And it was going to be really hard for him to find something that they would approve with him only being 4. So I did have to settle with him being on a narcotic, one of the lowest doses of a narcotic they could give him. He is on 20 milligrams of what they call Quilichew. I have read it. I researched for 3 whole entire days before I even got the medication prescribed, that he prescribed, filled. And then I waited a whole nother day and did a little bit more research on it before I actually gave him the first dose. And I did start it on a Saturday so I could watch him that Saturday and then that Sunday. And then I sent him to school with it on Monday. Since he's been on it, and he's been on it since that Saturday, Monday he came home with a green face. Tuesday he came home with a green face. Yesterday he came home with a yellow face, but only because he was playing in the hallway. And she had to tell him a couple of times to get back in line and stop playing. And then today he came home with a green face, and his teacher said he is doing so much better. He is learning much better. He's retaining the stuff, the content that they are giving him and the papers that they are giving him much better. She even said that he's starting to write his name now, which that's only 4 school days. So he's been on it for 6 days. Tomorrow makes 6 days that he's been on it. So this Saturday will make a whole week. And it's already showing signs of improvement. So I'm hoping that it will help. His doctor did say that he wants to reevaluate him with his school papers when he is 7. And he's going to get me to fill out a piece of paper when he starts like a couple months into the school year for kindergarten. And he's going to have his kindergarten teacher fill out a paper a couple months into kindergarten as well. And then he's going to reevaluate him then. And then he wants to completely reevaluate him when he turns 7. It's like getting my information, the schools, you know, what I feel, what the school feels, getting him into a IEP program and getting him into a 504 plan. And all of that will start this year. I have a IEP meeting with his, with the school's director of special education programming, however that is considered, on the 3rd of February. So I will update you guys then. But that is all that I have for this. Like I said, it did take a lot for me to take him, and they did diagnose him with ADHD and ADD. ODD is a it's occupation or opposition defiance disorder. It's a defiance disorder. I cannot say the first name, letter of the word. I will put it here and the description here. And then I explained to you what an impulse control disorder was as well. And then everybody knows what ADD and ADHD is. ADD is a attention disorder, and ADHD is a hyperactive disorder. A lot of people are going to go, you let them diagnose him at 4 with a hyperactive disorder? I did, because it was affecting his schooling. He started at the beginning of the year knowing so much, and then they reevaluated him at 9 weeks, and he was learning, and then they reevaluated him at the second 9 weeks, and he was not learning what he should have been learning. So I did go ahead and I did let them, choose to, I don't know how to explain it, but I did allow them to go ahead and put him on medication just because it was affecting his schooling. Like I said, he knew a little bit when he started school. Obviously, he'd never been in school before. And then he knew more at the 9 weeks, but he still wasn't exactly where he needed to be. And then at 18 weeks, he had regressed all the way back to stuff that he knew. He just wasn't learning. He wasn't retaining it. He wasn't getting it. And it was affecting a lot of his work and his school. So I did go ahead and medicate him for now until we can get him in and maybe help him a little bit more, and then maybe wean him off the medications and let him help himself. They did put him in a therapy, OT, occupational therapy, to see if maybe that could help him with certain things. They are also testing him for dyslexia. They tested him for autism, and I will learn I will figure out what the results of that were on the 3rd when we go to his IEP meeting. It is a lot, but I will bring you guys on the journey to figuring out exactly what is going on with my little innocent 4-year-old. But like I said, right now this is where we're at, and so far it's helping, and I'm hoping that it continues to help. I'm hoping that we can continue to figure out what is going on with him. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that you guys will, come along with me on my journey to figuring out how to better help my 4-year-old. But I don't know where else to go at this point. I'm just kind of waiting until all these other things kind of fall into motion and come into play. If you have a child that has any of these disorders or anything similar to these disorders, or any of you have a child who is on medications for any of these disorders, please leave me a comment down in the description box and tell me what worked for you and your children. I will see you guys in our next video. Bye, y'all.
Like a fire that burned so bright, I was day and you were night. Like a spark we were quick to ignite. Then you ask yourself, is it worth this fight? I loved you so much sometimes, baby, I felt like I couldn't breathe.